Good morning, YouTubers. Give me a second. I'm gonna get ready. I hope you too. Good morning on Instagram as well. Good morning, YouTube, one more time. And I have a third channel, Facebook, Royale Savoie. Et voilà, bonjour sur Facebook aussi, Royale Savoie. We have still 1 minute, 1 minute. Donc, buvez un peu de l'eau, take some water, and get ready. So if you have a mat, roll it out. Are actually great to make you feel better overall. So we are opening up the front side of the body, which means the hip flexors, the tummy also. If you do a lot of core work, it's really important to stretch this area out. So the hip flexors, the core, and also the chest. And as we open up the chest, we also open up the heart. And we create a lot of space to breathe better. And there we go again. I sound like a broken record because it's always about the breath, but it is always about the breath because life is about the breath. Try not to breathe for a couple of minutes and you know what's going to happen. So that's why we always want to really pay attention to the quality of our breath. So opening up the chest means we create space and breathe better. There are some safety instructions when you do back bends. So first of all, don't push it too far. That means always respect your boundaries. When you have any compression in the lower back, don't go too far. Very important, always pull the belly lock, so the navel in and up, tailbone needs to lengthen down. So these are two things that are very important. And then always ground down so you have a solid foundation, and that gives you the freedom to open up. Also keep always a nice and long neck. I'm gonna, of course, repeat these things as we start moving, but it's always good for you already to know before, basically. If you want to rewatch this session, go on YouTube. It should be really better now because I'm connected with a microphone. Let me know. And always nice if you comment, because then more people get to see this and people know about these live streams, and more people can practice from home until we get to see each other again and we can give each other a hug. So I can't wait till then. But until then, let's stay at home. Let's move. So let's get started. I like to sit on a block always, so the hips are a little bit higher, and it's easier to open up the hips, knees to the sides. You can be in a cross-legged at the tibia, at the shin, or you can just place one foot in front of the other. If you are super flexible, feel free to take lotus pose. And then already here we start with the foundation. So ground down with the sitting bones to rise up tall. And then roll your shoulders back and down. So down the back. Keep this upright position down into the ground. Just creating some space on the right side of the rib cage. Good, and then go to the other side. Your left arm is overhead. And breathe deeply here. Make sure you relax your facial expression as well. Take a long and deep inhale, arms to the sky. With your exhale, twist to the left, right hand on your left thigh, the other hand behind you. And again, with your inhale, you want to lengthen and root down. And with your exhale, twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to go deeper into the twist. Inhale, lift both arms up to the sky, root to rise. Exhale, go to the other side. Inhale, expand, open up the chest. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open the space around the heart. Exhale, twist. Good. With your next inhale, lift the arms up. And with your exhale, take a forward fold. So you can have your forearms on the floor. You can stay on the fingertips, or you can even put your heart down to the earth. And then gently lift up the upper body, roll your shoulders back and down, and gently open up the eyes. Good. Let's get started on all fours. We want to warm up the spine first, very important, before we go into deep back bends. So place your hands underneath your shoulders. The knees are underneath your hips. And keep the feet straight. Move with your elbow and knee together. Inhale to extend. Always linking breath and movement. Exhale, slowly bring your elbow and knee together. Maybe even the nose can touch the knee. Inhale to extend. And with your exhale, release. And shift your hips from side to side. Freedom in the hip. And then we go to the other side. Extend your left leg, extend your right arm if you want. Take a long and deep inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. Bring your knee and elbow together. Maybe give a kiss to your knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale again, slowly, in control. Inhale to extend. And with your exhale, release. Again, just shift your hips from side to side. And we're going to do a stretch for the wrists. So simply turn your fingers towards yourself. So an outward rotation with the fingers. If you can, 180 degrees. If you can't, no big deal. Just go as far as you can. If this is easy for you, you can start to lean back. So you open up the wrist and also the forearm. Press the heel of the hands down. Come back to your breath. And then slowly turn your hands forward again. Sit back onto your heels. And we're going to just circle the wrists. Good. And then shake your hands out. And we go back onto all fours. And we're going to heat up this time the core, not warm up, but heat up. So if you want, you can curl your toes under. Otherwise, keep the tops of the feet flat on the floor. And we simply lift up the knees, 2-3 centimeters. Hover here. This is also a good stretch for the tops of the feet. Good. If you want to go a little bit further, lift up your right foot. You're going to feel the left quad heating up as well. And then switch the sides, lift up your left foot, hover and breathe. And otherwise, press through the heels back, chest extends forward, crown of the head forward, pull your navel in, this belly lock, and you want to lengthen the tailbone. Good. To make it less static, maybe roll a little bit back and forward. Good. Now drop your right knee down. Place your left foot steady on the floor. 90-degree angle with the right foot. Now, if you can balance, extend your left arm up, lift up your left leg, and hold it here. Good. Now extend your left arm forward. Another core work. With your exhale, draw the elbow and the knee together. Really feel the obliques here. Inhale to extend. Exhale, draw it together. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale together. One more time. Inhale to extend. And on your exhale, come back onto all fours. And just shift your hips from side to side. And we go to the other side. So first, plank pose. Make sure your shoulders are directly above your wrists. Keep it solid. Let's roll a little bit forward and back. Breathe deeply when there is more effort. So never compromise with your breathing. Good. And then gently lower down your left knee. And all the fingers, all the knuckles. So you have less pressure on your wrists. And next thing is we want to have a nice and long, happy spine. That means lengthen the spine first. Lift up the bum. Keep a nice bend in your knees for now. Press down into the hands. Keep your shoulders large. And then maybe just paddle out the feet. Maybe move your chin from side to side. And come back to your breath. Always in and out, nice rhythm. Always coming back to simply breathing. Good, and then maybe find your stillness. Lift up tall onto the tippy toes. Press the inner thighs back. So if you lower down your heels and you start to round your back, then it's better to keep a bend in your knees. Otherwise, maybe you can slowly move with your heels down. They may not touch the floor yet. We're still in the morning. And probably this is your first stand up, but who knows? With your inhale, roll forward into plank. Exhale, bend your knees. Move with your bum back and then up again. Heels down. Twice more. Inhale, ripple forward into plank. Exhale, bend your knees. Move with your bum back and up. Lower down the heels. And again. Inhale, slowly come into plank. Exhale, bend your knees. Lift up the bum, lower down the heels. Good. From here, let's walk forward. Small steps. And we're going to just fold over the legs. Sway from side to side. Good. And then slowly roll up the spine. Déroulez le dos. All the way, the shoulders and the head come at last. Good. And then roll your shoulders a few times. And we come to the front side of the mat. So we're going to do a first back bend. So for this one, take your hands onto your, pretty much the big thumbs only, onto your sacrum. And really make sure you flatten it out. So you want to reach with the tailbone down. At the same time, pull your navel in. So this is this belly lock. You want to really push it in and up. Shoulders are back and down. Elbows come close together. And then from here, you can start to open up the chest. So basically, we're back bending from the navel upwards. Good. Hold it here. Slowly, always keep your belly engaged. Pull it in. And then come back forward and release. Okay, you can do the same thing like this, or with your inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Reach up, palms together. Move with your arms backwards, and then we do the same thing. Strong in your legs, so hug the midline. That means your inner thighs are engaged. And then you can start to lean back, just with your shoulders. Good, hold it here. If you can't breathe in this position, that means it's not for you. So back off a little bit. Good, slowly come back. So again, the most important thing is that you don't feel any compression in the lower back. That means you really need to be strong in your legs. Let's make these legs super strong. So sit down into a chair. And here it's the same thing. You want to reach down with the tailbone and pubic bone up. Good, hold it here. Back with your arms. Keep your hips low. Inhale, lift up the chest and the arms. One more time. Exhale, simply place your belly, reach back with your arms, linking breath and movement. Inhale, lift up the arms. We do it one more time. Summer is around the corner. Exhale, belly down. Inhale, belly up, heart up. And then again, we're gonna go. Your head is also heavy, the crown of the head is drawing down. Good, and then slowly roll up the spine. And also keep breathing in the transitions. Good. So we're gonna move on. Come to the front of your mat. With your inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, step back with your right foot. If you want, you can drop down the knee. Otherwise, keep it up and then solid in your foundation. So root down, lift up, and stack your chest above your hips. And then if you want, you can add your arms. You can also have your hands on the waist if you want. And here, again, we're gonna start back bending. So opening up the chest. Good. Keep breathing here. Good. And then slowly come into warrior two. So align the heels with each other. Keep a nice bend in your front knee. Stretch out the arms. And again, always the same principle. Lengthen the tailbone down, pubic bone up, belly in, navel in and up. Good. See if you can make this a little bit more challenging. Maybe you can make it bigger and really have a 90 degree. Doesn't have to be, but in case you're following these lives every day, you might as well challenge yourself. Good. And then inhale, open up the front side, breathing deeply into the front rib cage. Keep your back leg strong. Good. And then slowly windmill both arms down. Frame the front foot, step back. You're gonna add a little vinyasa if you want. Otherwise, we meet in downward facing dog. And by now, I'm sure you feel the opening in the back side of your body. That means your heels may touch or come closer towards the floor. Strong in your legs, engage the quads. Good, and then lightly step or jump to the front side of your mat. Good, sway from side to side. And we go into chair, so lower down the bum, lift up the arms, sit down, get comfortable. And then simply forward fold, step back with your left leg this time. If you want, you can drop the knee, you can keep it up. And then root down, strong in your foundation. And make sure your chest is first above your hip. And maybe you can lift up the arms. And you can even open up more. Chest pressing gently forward. Good. Solid in your back leg. So being solid means you need to root down. Good, and then slowly come into warrior two. Opening up. Keep the midsection strong. Find your proud, strong warrior. Reverse, peaceful. Good, opening up your front side of the body. Keep the bend in your knee. Make sure the knee doesn't fall inward. So always keep it with the midline of the foot. And then simply windmill your arms down, frame the front foot, vinyasa. Work. Strong core means we can go further into deeper back bends. So roll forward into plank. You might also just widen the stance a little bit. Hold it here. Remember, if you need to make it easier because you're collapsing here, then bend your knees and drop them. Otherwise, challenge. Stay here. Good. Gonna go into a side plank. So either lower down the right knee or come onto the outer edge of your right foot. And then you can stack the feet if you can, or place your left foot in front of your hip, left arm up. So again, good, and we go straight to the other side. So roll over the tippy toes, roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. If you want, lower down one knee, and then lift it up. Most important thing, press the hips up so you feel the obliques. If you need to lift up your leg, do so. You should always be in this mode of challenge and yet at ease. That's where we want to go. Good. Roll back to the middle. Let's add a vinyasa. Good. And then gently just drop your knees. And we do a little, it's called puppy pose. So walk your hands forward, heart to earth pose. You want to lower down your chest. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. And basically you just want to lower down maybe onto your chin. If you have neck issues, keep your forehead on the ground. If you're super flexible, you might as well come with your chest all the way down. Opening up the front side. Opening up the shoulders. Breathe deeply into the belly. Good, and then slowly come back onto all fours. The next core strength is come down onto your forearms. Keep your forearms parallel to each other. And we go into plank again on legs engaged. And the same thing, if you have it all the way up, you might not be ready for it. That means just drop the knees. If you're collapsing, for sure, drop the knees. So try to keep it parallel to the floor. And then again, you can just move a little bit forward and back. If you want to not take another variation, lift up one foot, keep it straight, strong. Roll the inner thigh up and then switch the sides. Breathe. Good. And then slowly drop your hips. Open up the chest. Sphinx pose. So this is also a very nice back bend. Basically keep your elbows underneath your shoulders and allow the collar. Keep it engaged in order not to collapse. So make sure your shoulders are not kind of round. You really want to move them back and down, opening up the chest. Good. Now, this may be enough. Or press into your hands and come up higher. Still keeping your shoulders back and down. The biceps roll forward. Good, and then slowly come down. Now take your hands wider than the mat. Press into the tops of the feet and into the pubic bone. Keep your shoulders still back and down. And then gently lift up the chest. Exhale, lower down. One more time, you come all the way up. Inhale, lengthening the chest forward. Still pressing down into the feet and the pubic bone. Exhale, lower down. Keep it safe in the lower back. Inhale, pull your navel in. Lift up. Exhale, lower down. Good. Last time, inhale, come up. Now stay here. And if you want, you can interlace the fingers behind your back. Move the shoulder blades closer to each other. Move the knuckles up and back and lift your chest. Good. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Maybe close your eyes and just feel the breath going through your body. So with every inhalation, naturally the body lifts. And with every exhalation, it lowers down. Inhale to lengthen and lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. And this time with your exhale, just take a break on the floor. Take a moment here to surrender. Allow the hips to sink into the ground. Just feel the heart beating. Feel the breath. Good. So your choice, you can have your hands next to your chest. Variation 1. Variation 2, you can have them extended back. Variation 3, interlace the fingers one more time. And variation 4, the full version, also lift up the legs. Keep it strong in the back side of your body, lifting everything up. Maybe the hips is not possible, but we work on it. So we work on levitating. Just breathe here. Relax the jaws. Only use the muscles you really need. So we never want to waste energy. Be efficient. Breathe and lengthen. Good, and just release. Very nice. So after a lot of back bends, we need to take a counter position, which is a forward fold. Perfect is child's pose. So take your hands next to your chest, move your elbows close together. Inhale, lift your chest, and finally take a nice child's pose. You can have your knees almost as wide as your mat, big toes touch, base in the lower back. So just breathe into the lower back. Breathe into the belly. Good. Slowly come back into a nice downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out the feet. Inhale, lift up your right leg, just opening up the right hip on top of the left. If you want, you can add another back bend, which is rock star. So pivot your left foot and gently land on your right ball of the foot. And then lift up the right arm and press the pelvis even higher. Open up the chest and make sure the neck is nicely relaxed as well. Breathe into the front side. And then flip it back into downward facing dog. And we go to the other side. Lift up your left leg. Stack your left hip over the right. If you want, bend your knee. You can stay here or slowly, in control. Again, engage the core. So we don't want to run from pose to pose. We want to really do it in control. And then opening up. rooting down to open up. Breathe deeply. Good, and then slowly come back to the middle. Hold your plank for another moment. And then slowly drop the knees. And we go into camel pose, classic of back bends. So lift up the upper body. Basically, we're standing on the shins. So you have two options. If you have a nice back bend practice already, feel free to keep the tops of the feet down. If that's not the case, take them already up the heels. That means curl the toes under. And everybody take your hands again, like in the standing pose before. The thumbs onto the sacrum, flatten it out and move your shoulders back and down the back. So elbows come closer to each other. Squeeze your shoulders. Now from here, press the pelvis gently forward. Good. And really start to open up the chest. So opening up. Good. And hold it here. If you can, maybe take your left hand onto your heel. Again, you can have it also with the toes curled under, so it's not that far. And then extend your right arm up and back. So really opening up, breathing into the front side. Keep your neck relaxed. If you want, of course, you can all the way release your neck. I don't like it that much, so I prefer to keep the chin towards the chest. Good. And then do the other side. Take your right hand down. Lift the left arm up and over. Go only as far as it feels okay for your lower back. Good. And then take both hands maybe down. Really open up. Good. And then slowly take your hands back onto your waistline. And then hinge at the hip crease and come back into child's pose. Release. Breathe into the lower back. Create some space. Good, and gently lift up the upper body. Swing your legs forward. And then place your feet on the front side of the mat. And we're going to go into both. So one more time, a little bit of core strength, because we have another back bend afterwards. So lift up the legs if you can. If this is too much and you start rounding here, then keep the tippy toes down. So always make sure you ground down through the sitting bones. Lift up the chest. Stay at ease. Breathe. And maybe you can extend your arms. Good. And if you want, come with me. Lower halfway down. And come up again. Lower halfway down. And come up. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Lower down. And up. And again. Down and up. And then simply relax for a moment. Give yourself a little hug. Good. And then slowly, we're going to start rolling down all the way to the floor. So one notch at a time. Breathe in the transition. Good. And then give yourself again a hug. And just roll from side to side. Maybe make some circles with your knees. Whatever feels good. Good. And a little bit more of core work. So place your hands down on the floor. Now, if you can, extend your legs. Good. Now we're going to lower down with straight legs if it's possible. As far as you can. If you have compression in the lower back, stop there and go back up. Otherwise, maybe you can go all the way until the heels touch the ground. And then you can come back up. Good. One more time, lower down. Keep breathing. Do this slowly, in control. And then back up. Good. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, that's fine too. Just go as far as you can. It's maybe not all the way. Maybe you need to stop. Come back up and do this 3 more times. So slowly all the way down. And all the way up again. And maybe you can link the breath, the movement. That's also a good word. The breath with the movement. So inhale to lower down. Exhale fully and come up. And again, inhale to come down. Exhale to come up. And one more time, inhale, come down. Exhale, come up. Give yourself a hug, you deserve it. And just roll from side to side. Good. And the last back bend of the day. So, well, of the day, I don't know, but of our practice. So place your feet flat on the floor. Walk them as close as possible towards the buttocks. Maybe you can just touch with the fingertips. Maybe you can even grab the ankles, whatever works. If you have your hands on the floor, press them down and walk the shoulder blades closer to each other. So now you're basically standing on your upper arms. From here, hug the midline. That means start to engage the inner thighs and press your pelvis up. Good. If you want, you can interlace the fingers, walk the shoulder blades even closer, and maybe even come onto the tippy toes. From here, always make sure that you want to open up the front side, so the hip flexors, the chest, and move the chest towards your chin. Good. If you want, we can go into a full wheel. Just make sure you're not looking into the camera towards me in case the camera is to your left or right. Always keep your neck long because you want to protect the neck. This is quite delicate. If you want, place your hands alongside your ears. The fingers are pointing forward. Elbows are straight up. And then slowly you can come all the way up and press yourself with the pelvis up to the sky. Take a couple of deep breaths. Hug the midline, so strong in the inner thighs. And to come out, tuck your chin in towards the chest and land softly on the backside of your head. Good. And then everybody, in case you're in bridge, also roll down. And then drop the knees to one side, then the other, like a windshield. What's the name? Essuie-glace in French now. Windshield saver. Like, yeah, you know what I mean. So just from one side to the other. And then one more time, give yourself a hug. And maybe roll a little bit from side to side. Good. And to release the lower back, we're going to add some rotation twists. So drop your knees towards the right side on the floor or on a block. Keep your left shoulder on the floor and look towards the left. And keep your arm straight to the side. If you don't have space, you can also have a cactus arm, which means you bend your left elbow. Maybe close your eyes and allow your hips and your shoulders to sink into the ground. And gently switch the sides. Keep your knees on the same height like your belly button. And then look to the right side and surrender to gravity. And slowly come back to the middle. And simply lift up your arms and your legs. If this is a lot of effort, then place your feet against the wall. So legs on a wall, basically. Just to calm down, release, and keep the blood flowing. And then enjoy Shavasana, corpse pose. So let go. Oops. Let it go. And just sink into the earth. This pose is to integrate all the poses we've done today. So the body remembers the next time and the body opens up on its own without forcing it, just by practicing on a regular basis. If you want, stay in this position or just stretch out the whole body, your arms behind your head. Stretch it out and then gently bend your knees. Roll yourself onto your favorite side into a fetal position. And allow your head to still be heavy. Connecting with the earth. And then slowly come back into a seated position. Keep your eyes still closed. Find an upright position and reunite the palms in front of your heart to center yourself. Finding stillness and allowing this stillness to be your best friend that always comes with you. So whenever you need it, you can just turn inward and be still. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining this Sunday morning. I wish you a beautiful day. Turns out to be nice, actually. The sun is coming out. Let me know how the sound was. Let me know how the quality of the Wi-Fi was. And also let me know how you feel, how you're doing. Let me know what poses you would like to work on. We still have time on the internet, so always nice to know what your wishes are. And you can rewatch this on YouTube at any time you want. Subscribe and comment so people know more about this. And the quality also increases. The more people see it, the more followers there are. Basically, that's how the system is. The better my camera will be, because I can't film it right now on my iPhone. It's always on my laptop, and the laptop camera, unfortunately, is not as good. So spread the words so more people can join and more people can do yoga. So I want to take you out in a moment. I'm going to show the Royal Savoie, at least for the people who are watching from Facebook. So I'm going to say bye for now on YouTube. And not sure if